Today on the channel, we're going to have some fun looking at nobody's main Cobra Commander, yet a Cobra Commander that everybody probably wants. We're looking at the Once a Man Cobra Commander, on the way I got it figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Back with another G.I.Joe Classified series review. This time we're looking at 130 Once a Man Cobra Commander. This figure was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figure, and they had it obviously the way you could get it on Hasbro Pulse. The first round I sort of sat back and didn't get it, and then they put up another round that was due to come out on September 15th, and I was in that round of them, but they didn't come until November. Like, I got the figure, I bought him, but he didn't arrive until November. He was just stuck in this delay loop. So he finally did come, and of course, as you know, in November I traveled to Phoenix, so all in the preparations for that. I never got around to doing the review. You know, I don't really do reviews for views or anything. I do reviews of figures that I buy in my collection that I like and I want to kind of have a say on. So yeah, it's late. Everybody's got their Cobra Commanders by now, but I'm doing mine. So as always, we're going to look at the package, look at the figure, pull them out, play with them a little bit, and do some comparisons and get you out there with some final thoughts. Now, one caveat I have is a guest star. We got a guest star. So we got O1B Roadblock. So this is the field variant version of Roadblock. I bought him. I had it before, but this is sort of like my second G.I. Joe Classified Series collection, and I bought him at Burlington Coat Factory for $7.99 in 2023, I want to say, so like March. So I've had this figure sitting on the package forever, and I was like, I know the perfect time to open them. So this is going to be the perfect time so that you can interact with Once a Man Cobra Commander here. So what are the deets on Once a Man Cobra Commander? So this Cobra Commander depicts the events of what happened to Cobra Commander in 1987's G.I. Joe the movie, where we find out that he's a citizen of a long-hidden civilization of organic technology humanoids, in a land called Cobra La, hidden under the Himalayan mountains. And for his constant failures and bungling, he was punished by being exposed to spores that he himself discovered and had already mutated him in the past, before he was selected to become the emissary of Globulus, the leader of Cobra La, to take over the world and take it away from the humans who use non-organic technology. So it's a big thing in G.I. Joe fandom. It's sort of a debated kind of plot point. A lot of people don't like the Cobra La organic Cthulhu-esque type thing going on, but to me, G.I. Joe is sci-fi just with a military bent. It's sci-fi first, military really kind of second. So you know, I had all the Cobra La figures and stuff when I was a kid. It's just part of it to me. You know, yeah, does it go veer off into another avenue? Yeah, sure it does. And I'll even go as far as to say I prefer the used car salesman, real estate swindling, arms dealer, human version of Cobra Commander to this one, but I still like the Sunbow interpretation as well. So that's a long old explanation about Cobra Commander, but we're going to get into it, starting off with the packaging. So you got your lenticular deal with Cobra Commander where it switches into the mutated, horrifying, mutated form of Cobra Commander, like the Cobra that he ends up turning into, and of course him with his battle mask on. See the lobulus in the background there. And they put this little film over it, which I guess is to help with the lenticular thing, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't seem to make much difference. On the side, you got Cobra Commander, some stats, and your QR code to nowhere. On the back, you got the artwork. Again, no lenticular. There's the lobulus, Roadblock. And you got Cobra Commander's stats. Look at those. I've done them before on the channel. Another Cobra Commander review. So there you go. We're going to get Cobra Commander open. Oh, actually, we're not done yet. Final part of the packaging. Is that you can open him. And here's where you get your preview of the Retro Card Cobra Commander. And then him in his package with all of his accessories, which are largely the same accessories that every other Cobra Commander comes with. But he's got a couple of extra things, like the snake, the mask that is just sort of off of his face that Roadblock ends up having for a second. And yeah, that's about it. So we're going to get Cobra Commander open and see what we can see. So we've got Cobra Commander out of the package with his accessories. Some of them, as I said before, are just the same thing that all the Cobra Commanders in this particular outfit, because I don't want to say this mold, come with. So we'll start with the ones they all come with. So you've got your backpack and your hair dryer of doom. You've got your now ubiquitous black gloved hands. And you got the knife. So additionally, it comes with the faceplate. And inside the faceplate, you can see all the extra details. The battle mask helmet, just, you know, painted in a regular silver. And then, of course, you've got the snake form of Cobra Commander, even though it still has little arms. The arms do pose up and down. And his, you know, he can open up his tail to coil around Roadblock or whoever. And that's what comes in the kit. You got this version of Cobra Commander. He has the same pants and everything, but he's got an upper torso that's reptilian. And then you got his reptilian visage. He's transitioning into a snake guy. On his shirt's all ripped up, and he's got, you know, dirt on there, dirt on his pants. Even though he did have like one shoe in the show, but I understand why they didn't do it that way. He hasn't quite got there yet. He's got the gloves, different gloves than any other version of Cobra Commander. I guess they're supposed to be like folded down or whatever. But yeah, there you go. And while I think it's an awesome version of Cobra Commander, I don't think it's going to be anybody's main Cobra Commander. It's kind of the value of what you can do with this figure that's going to be the big kind of draw. So next, we're going to get Roadblock out and take a look at him with Cobra Commander. We'll do some more comparisons, get Cobra Commander geared up. Be right back. All right, so we've opened up Roadblock 01B or F, whatever you want to call it, field variant version. And this was the one that they did probably wave 4, something like that, 3 or 4, where they re-released all the original figures with less, let's say, gaudy colors. Like Roadblock had gold boots and all that kind of stuff on the original version, but this one has, you know, more muted colors. So just to look at him, here's his sci-fi weapon with the clip, because that's what they were doing initially, before they leaned more heavily into a real American hero-esque type things. And he has a little knife there, nothing special. I'm gonna just stick it in there. There you go. This figure's been reviewed a million times, so I'm not going to fully review it. Most of the body is the same as on the other Roadblocks. He has the original head, but he'll serve as the approximation for 86 Roadblock version 2. So then, in the movie, he made a deal with Cobra Commander to escape Cobra Law. So there you go with that, which is probably the most that I would use this version of Roadblock for at this point anyway. You know, you haven't surpassed the heavy artillery Roadblock yet with his 50 caliber machine gun, so you know, this one can certainly be the sidekick to Cobra Commander, or Cobra Commander could be his sidekick, but you have that. We'll just set Roadblock off to the side a little bit, gear up the Cobra Commander. You can pop the head and put on the battle mask if you want to do that. Of course, in the movies, Roadblock was blinded, but you know, you can have him hold the battle mask. And there you go, Cobra Commander with his still with his mask. So what we'll do next is compare him to some other Cobra Commanders and see what we got there. So here we have Cobra Commander with his body mates, the Retro Card His Tank Cobra Commander, Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander you can call him, and the Retro Card Cobra Commander that was just released, which is the cartoon deco. And of course they all look great together, but this figure is really supposed to be the same as this, but they, as you can see, the colors are different, which is somewhat annoying. I would actually say this is the more accurate colors, but you can't really, you know, switch the heads or whatever without it looking weird, I don't think. But it's fine. They can all stand on their own anyway. But there you go. That's your Cobra Commander comparisons. let's move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Once a Man, Cobra Commander, number 130 in the G.I. Joe Classified series. It is what it is. It's exactly as advertised. I don't think it's like a main Cobra Commander. It's definitely more of a gimmick, niche type figure. And I don't want to say that in a bad way because, you know, a lot of us have sentimental attachment to the Sunbow version of Cobra Commander and what happened to him in G.I. Joe the movie. So it's a kind of a cool gimmicky figure. But I don't think if you're not a hardcore G.I. Joe fan, hardcore G.I. Joe Classified series fan, or whatever, some sort of hardcore G.I. Joe fan, do you absolutely have to have this? No. It's not really changing my collection, but it is nice to do homages to certain things. Normally they kind of split it with the homages to the comic book and the cartoon, but here we're going fully cartoon because in the comic book Cobra Commander is a human being, so he's not a eight-eyed dude or whatever, and that's fine. This figure I'm going to give a 9. It's a great figure, of course. I'm not going to give it a 10 because, again, it has limited utility in a collection of G.I. Joe guys, right? Yeah, you get the extra little snake and you get the little mask for somebody to hold on to, but the figure itself, you know, it's not going to be your main Cobra Commander. It's just not. But it is a good figure, and I am glad to have it in the collection, so 9 it is. That's going to do it for this one. We got a lot more content coming, and I definitely got to burn through some reviews. So if you're new to the channel, like G.I. Joe Classified, this is one of the many places that you can come, hopefully, for some good content. But we got Transformers, we got Marvel Legends, we got Street Fighter, we got all kinds of stuff in addition. So please consider subscribing, help the channel, give us a like, and until the next video, everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.